All right, good morning. This is Robert Forsch with the YouTube channel Truth, and I wanted to go ahead and highlight some of what I've noticed at night with the fact that a bright light like this, 2200 lumen Stanley light, will show a lot of the material that's in the air floating around. And some of it looks like it may be fiber. It is pollen season, so there's plenty of that. A lot of pine pollen. Just so you know, the moon is self-luminating and gives off a cool light. It's actually, the moonlight is much cooler than the shade of the moon. I've tested that with a digital infrared thermometer. Others have too. There's video on it. Just wanted to show you what happens when you throw a light beam in the air. So there's a lot of discussion right now about the coronavirus and what exactly is going on with that. So sharing through the Truth Network, what I'll do is share videos that cover a wide variety of topics, and quite often from the perspective of the individuals that I'm featuring. Doesn't necessarily mean I agree with everything they're saying or who they are as an individual. It simply means that I think it's an important consideration to look at and to listen to. So there's a lot of panic in some areas more than others. So some are saying it's all a hoax, and others are saying it's a weaponized virus. And there's some elements of truth, I believe, in all of that. It is a classic problem, reaction, solution occurrence. So we do have the technology, and it has been done, and I believe it still is done, where there are viruses that are weaponized. Just going to point that on up there. Actually, one of the things that I want you to consider as well when we look at and consider like a weaponized virus, it can be, or a weaponized system can involve particulate that we breathe in, that we swallow, and it hits the hydrochloric acid in our stomach. We are electrically operated. When the electricity stops flowing, then the system shuts down, the body starts to degrade. So there's defibrillators, AEDs, they're called, and to resuscitate the heart. We use mobile technology, our cell phones, computers, iPads, iPhones, and more. There's a lot going on. Autonomous vehicles. So, like for example, in the movie AI with Will Smith and all the robots, things were going pretty good, and then there was a virus inserted, a malicious program that was inserted into all the robots, and they went rogue, and it was very dangerous. Just recently, Elon Musk tweeted that 1 million Teslas are on the road. Many of them have an autonomous capability, meaning they can operate with the computer driving them, basically operating the system, the control system. With that in mind, I just want you to consider one of the statements that Elon said in the movie, "Do You Trust This Computer?" It's on my channel. He said, "Killer robots going down the street. man, we don't want to have killer robots going down the street. Well, there's a bit of a interesting perspective going on with all that, because a autonomous vehicle that weighs thousands of pounds and can be remotely operated, that's potentially a killer robot if it became malicious. Even in the video, it was talking about AI, artificial intelligence, doesn't necessarily need to be evil to be dangerous, just have a different objective. Like, when we build a road and they show the bulldozer there and there's an anthill, we don't hate ants, but if the ants are in the way, goodbye ants. And so the artificial intelligence is writing its own software. Interesting, isn't it? There's a cybernetic collective, people using cell phones to communicate worldwide instantaneously. Right now, I have, I don't know if it's only me, but I can't download my Facebook videos and upload them to YouTube anymore. It's kind of interesting. So I wanted to talk about that and to let you know that there's a wide symphony of information on my channel, including beautiful, relaxing, time-lapse video showing the beauty and majesty of creation from all over the world. Right now, I'm just sitting on my driveway here in Longs, South Carolina, and I think what I want to do here is just go ahead and show you where I am. You can get an idea of that then. This is about 4 miles from the ocean. The ocean is over south, actually. Let me pan this around. Okay. So it's sanitation pickup day. Now we have a rather automated system for that. We still have a driver in the vehicle, but it has a pickup arm to pick the trash up. You can call me anytime if you like. Kind of interesting, isn't it? I put my phone number out there so people can call me anytime you like. There's my wind chime. This one is easier to see. The sanitation specialist is driving around in our neighborhood now. Some more clouds coming in. What's interesting about this, being in the coastal region where we are, the clouds are actually created like right in front of me. I'm watching it happen. Earlier, the mockingbirds were singing quite a bit. I've been cleaning the garage. That's, of course, the Truth Mobile and the Truth Cycle. The Truth Network is pretty vast. It's all the people telling the truth, and then what I'll do is even expose those that are lying as well. And I believe it's only by God's grace that anybody can love and believe the truth, let alone find it. So I'm not afraid that people are going to believe the lie. All of God's children will absolutely be born of His Spirit. That's the great news. So are you ready for when you can't fog a mirror or register a pulse? God's word says to everybody forever they refuse to love the truth and so be saved. For this reason, God sends them a powerful delusion. The truth isn't based on popular opinion. It's not popular and it's not an opinion. It's just the reality of the situation. So is it true? Is what you believe true or something else? What can you actually prove to be truthful? Matters of substance like where will you spend eternity and why? That's some pretty weighty question there. So that's why I do this. I want people to have an opportunity to make an educated choice on your eternity. So I encourage people to everybody to seek the truth with all your heart, because it matters for eternity, truly. So the architects of probably one of our last inventions as a species, humanity, is artificial intelligence. There's limited our AI, like a little calculator like we used to have when I was in high school in the 70s. Couldn't even use them on tests at that time, and now we've progressed to such a point that there's an effort to put injectable technology actually in the brain in the form of a Neuralink or a chip. See the dust that's floating around, although some of it is pollen, and that's my breath there. Kind of interesting. There's a reflective metallic looking substance as well, and looks like polyfibers. I've got descriptions of some of that technology, nanoparticles they're called, on my channel. You can see that. Weather Wars 101 is a playlist that covers a lot of the weather modification. It's not just limited to modifying the weather, it's modifying the people. So there you go. Feel free to reach out anytime you want to have a conversation. If you question my cosmology, theology, sociology, or you just want to say hi and talk, that's fine. That'd be fine with me. I sure do appreciate the public and private encouragement. This is Robert Forsch with The Truth.